All right, good to be here at the Writers Center, and especially just to read with folks as a part of Little Patuxent Review. I thank Little Patuxent Review for publishing several of my poems. I'm always grateful for them. And one of the poems, the Pushcart Prize nomination came from a poem from Little Patuxent Review. So I was just like, yes, I was excited. So just some poems from our most recent chapbook called On All Fronts, which is part of a book with two other chapbook writers that came out this fall. And we read here. All right. Girl Reading the Book, or How Lena Reads the Word, for a painting by Michael Singletary. You'll notice Lena's legs first. They're long and slim, sculpted. Her feet yawn out to the end of the bedspread. The paint on her toenails is a chipped bubblegum pink and almost touches the picture frame. She's reading from the Bible topless. The good book is small and worn and rusted fire hydrant red in her hands. The gold script on the cover is a whisper. It is Sunday. There is a sigh descending in this room. Her bra is a sling of lace, straps, and clips resting to her right, studying War No More. Lena's bare knees form the steeple of her body church. She lies back into the brass cool of her headboard. Her breasts rest behind pages, psalms, her kneecaps, podiums. The truest brown lies on the underside of her thighs and the plump push of her backside into the mattress. Finally, a flash of blue, the embroidered triangle of panties, holiest of holies, a pink room, and Lena with her blackberry dollop of a mouth alone, reading the word. Amen. All right. For any folks that enjoy, rappers and MCs, this is some lore. So this is the title's called Fronts, after a art piece by Hank Willis Thomas, and it opens with an epigraph from a poem by Yusef Komunyakaa that some of my fellow hip-hop heads have found interesting. Because I know any man with that much gold in his mouth has already been bought and sold. Yusef Komunyakaa, the same beat. Ghost boasted his tongue was a sword, so he made his mouth a bejeweled scabbard. If you wanted that gold, it had to be personal. The beef got to be close up. Ghost said, you really got to have something heavy on your heart if you're going to go in a man's mouth. Until Ghost retired those grills, no one bested his bars, but best believe he earned every right to coat each tooth in bright AU. So under whose authority can you call him slave? I call him gladiator, dart spitter, masked swordsman, collecting heads in the cipher, same as those bluesmen and jazz cats with embouchures stone cut into their lips, running those young wannabes off the stage and into the sick and shut-in list. Black power is not just the color of scorched cinder blocks, faded worn black leather, or graying chops. It's gleam, it's gold, when the needs gotta be buck, breakbeat, black, and all power, all people, too. All right. Take that, Mr. Komiya. Take that. I enjoy haiku, and it was Joel Diaz-Porter, DJ Renegade, who occasionally will school you on correct definitions. So haiku deal in nature, the same form if it's dealing with anything other than nature as the Senryu, so I had to change my stuff. So this is called the Dark Matter Senryu series. 3 Senryu on the occasion of Richard Wright's 106th birthday. 1. Opening black boy. The worn brown pages sigh just like a fall wind. 2. Opening black boy. The brown yellowed pages sigh like my father. 3. The news of his death, a cold gust, and Baldwin pulls tight his scarf. Ghosts of Old Limb Senryu, an answer haiku to Sterling Brown's Old Limb. Lone black man, 4 patrol cars, they don't come by twos. Home Senryu, anxious nights, a lullaby for black lives. Hey, I'm home. halo of arms. Your body will not pucker and spoil today, tonight, tomorrow. I will not claim it. I will not seek it cold, frozen. You will not be the newest cut of meat on the coroner's slab. You will not be called body. You are here. You are my warm, laughing now. You have a name that lives in my mouth, perched on my celebrant tongue. Let me hold your hand and tell you that I love you. I speak for every halo of arms you leave as you go about your day, stepping certainly and surely into this rotted maw of a country. Come back to me, child. Come back to me, mother. Come back to me, lover, whole. God forbid they tell me you've been halved. I wish a motherfucker would. Thank you. Poem for my dad, Vietnam veteran, and an inspiration for more poems at one point I cared to admit. At the VA. The man who shares a room with my father titters and jerks under the covers of his bed. His hair is wet and silver corn silk slivers against the pillow. He dances under those sheets like a piece of bacon on a skillet lacquered with grease. He calls for his mama. This scares me, and I watch him from the chair where I sit with Daddy. Daddy barely notices. I'm scratching the back of his head, applying lotion to his scalp because his hands won't work. I turn away from the man in the bed who moans, cover me, and I don't know if this is meant for the mother or the platoon he keens for as his dream-caught legs churn his sheets into white cloth froth. I focus on Daddy's scalp and make this ritual my sole duty. I watch his eyes close, his creased brow smooth. This is my way I bring my daddy home from the war. Something about poetry, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep it together during this poem. But then when you hear, even being out in the audience and I hear a poem, you're like, like that almost took me over. I was about to be like, oh, Daddy, but it's all good. A few new poems, so we're gonna go quickly. So this is called Derrick Hollers at Last Night's Blood Moon, and the artist and poet Samuel Miranda made a really cool broadside with like a blood moon on it. I was like, oh, awesome. Derrick Hollers at Last Night's Blood Moon. You crimson dollop of jam on the lip of night's obsidian mouth, you plump sanguine muscadine with an urge to burst and wrung relays of galactic juice across my tongue. How in the entire fuck did you get so fine? You wine-colored celestial, you make me want to set course, tie my foot to the gas and lead-footed to your horizon. Look at you. With them big-ass craters and shit. I mean, everybody's been shooting their shot at you for a millennia. Seems only right I try to cup you in my hands from the dashboard or press you and roll you between my fingers, you swollen nipple, you bloodstone, you Prince B-side, you late-night basement party bowl pulsing just for me. All right, Moon. Hey, you gotta represent for nature sometimes. All right, and yeah, last two. Okay, got seconds. All right, so this poem was published in a few issues ago, and it's called Bruh, or When Brothers Debate Black Panther in a Safeway Parking Lot, a found overheard poem, Hyattsville, Maryland, February 2018. Brother one. But they corny though. Ain't never won no African gear in their life. Bougie asses out here shopping to dress up for a movie. I mean, this joint was written by two white dudes. Marvel getting all your money. Head wraps and shit. It's sad seeing people get all excited for a movie. They ain't been to Africa. They ain't going. Kids dressing up. That cosplay stuff is out of control. Brother number two. For real, there ain't nobody say shit when you're wearing your little personalized Redskins jersey or your Kirk Cousins jersey to work after the game, or when you're playing Madden at home. You haven't ran it down since Pop Warner and you talking about the team like you on the roster. Talking about, we gonna smash y'all next week. Y'all got lucky this week because we got some injured players. You cosplay every season. Who owned the league? Oh, you mad now? You quiet now? Where's your money go? Damn, let the people have fun, you old Grinch ass. For real, you still mad because mom wouldn't buy you that Lionel Sword of Omens toy for you from Lionel Toy Warehouse back in the day. Let the people have some fun. Let them be all happy and excited. Let them jump up and down like you be doing in front of the TV. Brother number one, I'm just saying. All right. Thank you all very much. And last poem, and this is called At 22. If you had told me at 22 that this is what I'd become, a first, middle, last name poet with silver stalks in his beard, I'd have laughed, sniffed your glass of sweet tea for hints of smuggled gin, refilled your coffee, wiped creamed corn kernels from your table, handed you fresh white napkins and the check, smiled and said, now wouldn't that be something, and walked back to the service station whispering, please, 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 please. Thank you.